So if you love science fiction and you want to give cyberpunk or tech noir a try, here are two great options. First is Philip K. Dick's 1968 classic, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which of course is the book that Ridley Scott used to base the movie Blade Runner on. Blade Runner not being an actual term used in Dick's work. That was actually lifted from another science fiction book. But if your only exposure to the story is the movie, you probably won't be surprised to learn that the movie and the book differ in some significant ways. Firstly, there actually are electric sheep mentioned in the book. I was a little surprised by that. The main character, a bounty hunter by the name of Rick Deckard, him hunting androids that look human, that have escaped and made their way into the human population, that still is the core of the story, much like the movie. But unlike the movie, Deckard is kind of driven by motivations that are completely untouched by Ridley Scott. And when you read it, you'll understand why. There's some religious subtext as well as some depression caused by the remaining population on Earth who have survived in the wake of something called World War Terminus, which I thought would have been an awesome name for the book. But if you can get past the fact that the movie and the book are definitely two different entities, I think you're really going to enjoy the book. I know I did. Next is Richard K. Morgan's Altered Carbon. Published in 2002, Netflix made a series based on it a couple of years ago. I think we got 2 seasons out of it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it, so I can't speak for that. But this book is action-packed and very, very gritty. It's focused on a mystery that the main character, a man by the name of Takeshi Kovacs, has to solve. The setup here is pretty cool. Everybody in this world has a box implanted in their body that essentially downloads your personality, records your personality and your memories and all that kind of thing, so that when you die, they can take that data and re-upload you into a new body, something that they call re-sleeving. Kovacs is a special kind of paramilitary veteran who has been serving time in storage because of a crime that he had been arrested for years before. But he is taken off storage by a wealthy man on Earth and re-sleeved into a new body so that he can help him solve the case of who murdered him. That's right, the guy who's hired him was murdered, and his consciousness was re-sleeved into a new body, and he wants to know who it was who killed him. The story is solid, it's action-packed, very well developed, the characters are very well developed. It is violent though, and there's some pretty explicit sexual content in here, so keep that in mind when deciding whether or not you want to read this book. Both books are gritty and thought-provoking, like good science fiction should be. Of the two, I think Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is more dystopian. I think Ridley Scott really captured that very well in the movie version of this, and that's reflected in the book too. But Altered Carbon, I think, is more intense and action-packed. For a more complete review of both these books, check out our channel next week.